Good morning there. This is Siri. YouTube Live. I'm a fact. Many kids walking out because our premier, Dougie Ford, want to do this, or maybe one way, but keep smartphones our classroom is good idea. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you something. I went to high school. I went to elementary school back in London in the day. We didn't have smartphone. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have a whole lot of things. I didn't have social media, Facebook, desktops, email. You know what? Things were delivered, but delivered by like things were done like this, delivered by paper like that, which is in a way, yeah. So that was how social media that was formed. And if you were bad, you went to the office, you got a strap, you got corporal punishment, believe it or not. But when you sit in that classroom, teacher, you sit in electronic class, you sit in there, you learn how to build a battery charger, and trust me, you learn because they're not social media distracting you from learning it. And if you went to school, you learn. You learn how to do things. Learn more. You learn the best year learning is between the ages of 9 years old to 18 years old. Those are years you learn a lot of trades. Those are years in high school you learn. Do you understand that? So we learn a heck of a lot that time. Even I learned how to do. I learned myself and how to build a 12-volt battery cell. That in Clark Road. And you know what honesty about it is? Just from me doing that in Clark Road, London, electronic learning of battery chargers. And guess what? I learned from it how to, and also learned about, wattage and power wattage, output wattage, transmitter wattage, and what is required and what required if in broadcasting and that. I learned those skills in high school, and honestly, I apply it on Peacemaker Journey every single day. What I learned back then, I apply it today sometimes. Some of the skills of the past can be very useful in today's time. And we didn't have, we learned, we listened to teacher. Teacher tell you the best way in life. You go to high school, even today, young kids today in high school, a lot of them will go on social media and they sit there. They're not listening to that teacher. That teacher going on and on and on in the classroom and student is not gonna don't listen to social media. But also too, it can be a good side and downside to social media too, like being distracted from learning an actual lesson. That's the downside of social media here. What is an upside to social media? You want to know? Upside can be educational if used properly. Yes, use communication used proper in a way, which I don't look at it. But anyways, when I went to school, we didn't have this stuff. We didn't have computers in the classroom. Oh, yeah, we had these D-bit DOS-based computers, PETs, they call them. My God, they're still around today, the PETs. They're still there today. They're still around, but they're more the museum piece than actual computer, anyways. I mean, they're DOS-based, but very old. I remember the TSR-80 coming out in high school. It was a thing every day. You know what? It's just a DOS-based computer, and it ran very expensive to buy. They were Radio Shack TSR-80s. Came out in the 80s, basically. They were the worst computer ever going. They were popular at the time, but today they're a bugger to fix. I've seen one before. So I'm looking at it, you know. I've seen in the days, some ended up in museums, some of them just, people collect for a display piece somewhere in their private collection. Anyways, when I went to school, I learned a lot. I went to school, I learned a lot. I didn't even know anything about computer programming until about how to do computer, how to do this, until about over the last, 10 years. I had to learn that's on my own. I took some old school knowledge and applied it in today, and it worked very well. But when I see students saying the new government want to go to protest, I give them all the credit in the world go out there and protest, because I'm saying is this, that, they're starting to pick up on realizing, listening to a teacher, not social media, listening and taking 3 hours in school, applying them, applying that stuff into the daily routine, getting them somewhere. A lot of them had said that our teenagers started to slide away from social media because they're listening to a teacher, which is great. I'm glad they're doing that, but still, there are percent in high school just sit on social media all day long, and they sit in the classroom like this. Teacher be lecturing. Well, today we're going to be talking about about safe sex in the classroom. And she was sitting there going, on somebody, on Facebook. And you know what? And then listen to teacher, oh, no. And so teacher, you can put this smartphone down and listen to me. And you know what, too? And keep on going. Like that. That's a common way of putting it. That's not good. Kids ain't learning. Teenagers don't learn when they have, a thing in front of them. Teenagers do learn if it's computerized, yes. But I'm recommend, to me, if a person who are gonna listen to social media, if a person use it properly, yes, it's a good learning tool. Miss you, do properly. Well, they see a university professor teaching mathematics on Facebook. They listen to that professor teaching it, then they use that to do their mathematics exam in high school. See, that's one way of doing it, and another way of, of saying that, or or watch like somebody like fixing a vacuum tube TV, and they go electronics in high school and that, and apply what they learned into that. Yeah. See what I'm talking about now? And that's a good way. But I give those students a lot of credits out there. They're going to do what they're going to do today. I think, honestly, it's showing up. Hey, but I remember, and when I went to Cloud Road, just going back and many, many years ago, the teacher went out on strike. There was the support teacher did, and they strike. And the kids, I remember getting together. They didn't go out. They went out and they had a student. They rioted. That's going Clark Road. This is going back into the 80s and talking about. They rioted, and they rioted really, really horribly. In late 70s, early 80s, and they rioted for 2 days, and it was blistering hot. This was in June. Temps were bubbling in the high 90s, I guess, that time, and they were really, were just that too. They caused a huge riot. I mean, it was awful. I mean, students, they pulled the fire alarm. I remember. I thought we also evacuated the building as it would. Then I realized it wasn't. They pulled the false alarm to get out. But they were good, beating a drum in the morning, letting students know to go and riot that day. So, I mean, I remember that riot very well. I think of what's going to happen with high school walking out today. Maybe exactly the same thing could happen today with Mr. Ford is running this education system. It could happen, And, again, history is going to repeat itself. This time, I'm ashamed to see it, but I say it's going to happen again. And sometimes the problem is when student in high school, right, they not only the riot, but the police will come. They read the riot act first, tell them to disperse. If they don't disperse, then they move in, and then they will break the riot up and stop and really break it up. Disperse, break up first the riot act, and then they move in, and then the armed riot police move in, and they break it all up. The students then are turning, and then who get the blame for it? The premier, Doug Ford, was blamed for riot, and they blame Doug Ford for that, and because building a big, super duper high school. I mean, to build one on King Street, Hamlet, looked great. I mean, outside, nice building. I mean, designed well. But you know what? You get large classroom sizes of 100 and 400 people too in one classroom. No way any teenage boy ever gonna learn in old school. As a matter of fact, they gotta come out of school and only about maybe 2% will ever get a university. The rest of them will run to Mohawk and still not learn anything in Mohawk. And then they turn around and not have work. They become a new generation of homeless people out on the street. Say, spare change, spare change, spare change, And I'm sitting here, I see homeless people street today, all day long, spare change, and that's no good. That's what the street group can do. They turn a generation of homeless that is not going to be the same that I know today, different generation homeless out there. So I mean, going to this when I went to school, we had a right. We learned Hamilton right at that the union teacher electric union at the time quickly ended a strike, and that's what happened. Well, I'm a supporter of even teacher electric union at McMaster campus. I'm a strong supporter of CUPE 3906. That teacher electric union. I always love to support them. I mean, I support them all the time. Like I literally just go there. I support. I'm not a member of CUPE. I heavy supporter of CUPE. If they went on strike and they pick in front of McMaster, I'll join them. I mean, I support them for what they do. Because unions make you strong. Unions make the workforce strong. But without a union, the employer can walk over you. And employer, no union, your job, your employer can walk all over you and he said, I'm going to give you $10 an hour, minimum wage. Now, a unionized worker, or say, union go to management, say, to management, our employees getting paid $10 an hour. We want to get $50 an hour. And if you don't give it $50, our employees can walk out, our member can walk out on you and not have anybody. And so what happens in this case, the management turned around, okay, we give them $50 an hour and avoid a walkout. So to do that, then guess what? That employer, that unionized person, they get $50 an hour to $10 an hour job, and then they get paid more. But if the employer said, no, we're not going to do it, $10 is adequate enough, bang. Okay, I'll strike and have picketing, people inconvenient. That's where I support union. I even teachers union back then. I didn't know how to support them, but I was a teenager, but I knew what happened. Students, union quickly ended a strike anyway. So it was stupid strike over stupid things at that days. But when it came to strike, it came to a very violent end that day. I remember that in Clark Road back in the days, Heck, I learned audio visual back in the day. Matter of fact, on audio visual, I learned about many things from AV and that. Just my audio visual experience here that also used that, learning the AV, all that ins and out of audio. Today I sit behind doing radio shows, CFU, very big soundboard, a little bit bigger, a lot bit nicer than what I dealt with from then. But you know what, honestly? It's the soundboard. You learn that. And that's how I learned how to do a lot of my audio from. I learned how to do it from do that. It was, fun. I learned it. Now I can do, today I've done a few recordings for a few bands. I did a recording for SodaStream commercial with, for SodaStream, audio parts of it. SodaStream song was recorded in Metalworks Studio. I recorded Earth Treaty there, and a few times I called in other bands who don't have people to do that. And I would done it do with him. I said, do it by a mental issue, yes. Yeah, I'll do it, but otherwise, It's to do with nobody matters, I won't. But I have teenagers rock bands who will come in, 15-year-old kids that form a band in high school, but they never been in a recording studio before, and they will do like Grand Ab record, for me the other day, asked to come in and run a board for them. I came in, I ran a board while the kids about 16, 17, about 15, 16-year-old in there do the grunge rock and never done anything recorded. And I did it, I mixed down all the audio, everything to a T, and it sounded very damn good. Matter of fact, the album that went out, but it's sort of being pushed out onto the Winners Show Camp, and it's sort of scheduled to be released probably in the next couple of weeks. Now it will be released into general public, probably on the Camp Radio. A group of teenagers at our local high school did this. A pretty interesting thing about it, and I ended up mixing it. Matter of fact, I was sitting there in the studio, right sit beside them. The high school instructor was right beside me there. Was the high school instructor who had to be teach electronics down in the one of the major high schools here at Hamilton. Believe it or not, it was, here. So he looked at me. He know I'm talking about. He know my enough, and he was listening. My God, it came out good, very well, better than what He looked at me and said, "Wow, you know your stuff." And I mentioned the name back then. Someone didn't. I know few and few retired. Whoa. You know what? Guy knew more. I knew much about board. I'll operate it. The electronic guy knew how to plug all the mics and then set up. I plugged Moke in. He plugged some all set go. And we recorded it. The song. It's a very good song, but unfortunately, I can't tell you what it is. You have to wait till it comes out through a normal means. So it should be available to local record store within the next couple of months. So if you look out, you're gonna see a song, and I can tell you the title of it. It's the song called Hamilton High. Name a title song Hamilton High, but you have to wait till it comes out. I don't want to give away. I know what it sounds like. I'm not telling you. The copyrights, I can't do that. Anyway, tell you title. That's the only thing. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go. I got work to go to here, but I bring his attention up. Yes, we didn't have what we had, Ben. We had a lot more. But honestly, I think maybe I give the credit in the world. I just hope that the walkout don't turn ugly into what happened in 1979, 1980s at Clark Road. I remember it's history repeating itself. Anyway, blog over. Thank you for listening. Thank you out there, whoever out there listening. Thank you for watching my blog. I see you got one up there. Thank you. Bye.